A crisp platoon of Chinatown Memo, the haven for early 2000s kids and a few 90s babies. Okay, firstly, thank you guys for subbing. Thank you guys for liking the video. Not just this one, but the past ones. Thank you guys. I appreciate it. I'm grateful. Thank you guys. Hey, 115 subs. I don't know how I'm doing it, but you guys are doing it for me, and I appreciate that. Now let's get into this. One Piece every week. One Piece every week. This is the theme of One Piece every week. Ha! That's always fun to sing. And today we're going to be doing some calculations, some incredible number crunching of about 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, about 10, maybe 11, maybe 9 females that are possibly Luffy's love interest, i.e., who should be or who is Luffy's future wife besides meat, because meat is what he's into. Him and meat, he doesn't have to be pork. It can be like beef. You can have chicken. You can have goat, whatever. Oh, Sea King, that's his favorite. Like up in that. I'm gonna bring it down to a 2, and I'm gonna read off our contestants. Firstly, we have the Queen of Amazon Lily. The Kuja of Kuja Pirates. I don't know how I was going to do that, but the Queen of Kuja Pirates, or the Empress of Kuja Pirates, the Empress, Princess Queen stuff. Boa Hank. Then we have Nami. Nami. Oh yeah, by the way, Boa is 31 years old. There you go. Nami is 20 years old. She's also a super hot girl that Sanji likes, but I think she's just bland and okay. I don't care. Robin is better. Oh, I said it. But yeah, next is Robin, Nico Robin, another crew of Monkey D. Doofy, the Goofy. But yeah, we have Robin, she's 30 years old, and we have Shirroshi. Don't worry, she's not a hoe or 3 or 4. 3 or 4. And she is 16 years old. She's a half fishman, she's not a giant, but she looks like a giant. But half fishman, no, she's a full fishman, mermaid person. There we go. Then we have Uta. That's her name, Uta. She is Luffy's childhood friend and Shanks' non-canon daughter. Hey, she is 21 years old. And by the way, Shirroshi is 16. That sounds wrong. Now we have Nefertari Vivi, and she is 18 years old. The queen, yes, she is now the queen of Alabasta. Alabaster, and all she has to do is go back home and claim her throne without being killed by the Gorosei or Emu or something. Then we have Rebecca, and she is the princess. Yeah, she is the princess, not a queen. She's the princess of Dressrosa. And she is 16 years old, the gladiator princess. Then we have Margarita. She is a blonde beauty. There's no other things that can make me like. There's no other things I can describe. I think she shoots the bow or something. Sorry, guys. But she is 18 years old and she works under Boa Hancock. She's one of the thousands of pretty ladies that live on Amazon Lily. Sorry, there's no other description. She doesn't have a big role. I'm sorry. She doesn't have a big role. I added her in here because she actually did genuinely like Luffy when they first met. But at the same time, he was the first man she met. So, I don't know. Then we have Alvida, the Iron Mace, whatever her name was. I don't care about her title. She went from a giant troll-looking person. Now she has the smooth fruit, and she looks gorgeous and a little bit like Boa, because all anime characters look alike. In the same series, I should say. Okay, so how are we going to do this? I'm going to list off a couple of reasons why each of them can't be with him, and then I'm going to go with who can be with him, or why they can each be with him, and we're going to finish off with who I pick. This is my opinion, not yours. Tell me yours later, then we'll talk about it. By the way, I think Meat has Luffy's future wife position. We all know him and Meat are never going to break up, so we're just gonna lay that out there. So yeah, Boa, why can't that happen? Luffy's too aloof. He's always doing this. He's always doing that. Boa has to stick in her island and do stuff. But coincidentally, that might cause her to die because she's so in love with Luffy. Some One Piece fans hate this ship because I don't know. They think Boa is not as cool as Nami. They want Boa to be tsundere up in Nami, up in Nami, up in Luffy or something. Now going to also, she's like 9 years. No, yeah, 9 years older than him, or 12. I should say. My bad, 12. If my numbers are right, because he's 19, she's 31. So yeah, she's 12 years older than him. Then we have Nami. She's 20 years old. She's a year older than him. Why can't this happen? She treats him like a brother. She hasn't shown any attraction towards him. She ruthlessly beats him up anytime. My tongue is tonguing properly. Pause. She ruthlessly beats him up anytime she has a chance. There you go. Then we have Nico Robin. Honestly, in my opinion, this is the perfect couple. But since I can't be biased and all that stuff, I'm just gonna say, I don't know, she gets bored with Luffy of his antics, even though she likes his antics. Well, actually, there's really no good reason they couldn't be together. Do it, Oda, do it. But anyway, we go to Shirroshi. No, all the reasons are gonna be there. They can't be together. She's a giant fish princess. She summons terrifying sea kings to kill stuff. Luffy thinks she's a wimp. I don't know if Luffy is into wimps to date, but there you go. He thinks she's a wimp. Then we have Uta. They have childhood history and stuff. Maybe that's the reason they can't be together, because she wants to steal Shanks's admiration of Luffy, because Shanks always liked Luffy for whatever reason and stuff. There we go. And then we have Nefertari Veve. She's a prince. No, she's not a princess anymore. She's a queen. By the way, Uta was 21 and Vivi is 18. She's the queen of Alabasta after her dada got killed by those Goru people. What do I think about her? I don't think it's gonna work out because she's boring and Luffy thinks she's boring, in my opinion. But maybe you guys have other reasons. Plus, she has to rule a whole kingdom now. Unless she wants to run away from that like Boa or something. But there we go. Then we have Rebecca. She's a princess of Dressrosa. This voice is very exhausting to do. And Rebecca is 16. She is a gladiator. She has a crush on Lucy, but she does basically nothing except cry like the other princesses. My bad. It's not a Tell Me More A video without burps. So let's go back into this. What else can she do? Why won't this work? I think Luffy finds her as boring as Shirroshi. And then we have Marguerite. She was in like a couple of episodes and stuff. And I don't know, she liked Luffy genuinely. And I think she was the one who pulled his penis when he was passed out. But that ain't my problem. She's touched his package. So she's the closest one to actually getting intimate with him. She's 18 years old. And by the way, Rebecca is 16. But she's 18 years old. If she wasn't under Boa, I think Boa would kill her if she tried to get with Luffy. Boa would turn into stone and break her face apart. So we're just gonna leave that as it is. Then we have Alvida. She's 27 years old. I don't know. Maybe she wants to kill Luffy or maybe she wants to date Luffy. One of the two. She never really specified. She just watched him almost get killed by Buggy. So there we go. And special honorable mention to the one that always wins, meat. That's always going to happen. He's always wants to eat that meat, you know? So let's go back to why should they get together? Boa. She fought a war for this dude. She protected him in a war. She snuck him into Impel Down to get his brother. Like, she literally snuck this dude into the world's most dangerous prison to get him to hang out with his brother. Like, what else can she do, Nami shippers? What else can she do for you? She literally will do anything for Luffy Schlong. Pause. But not really, because she really would. Now, guys, but it's obsession and all this and all that. I'm like, and? She likes him for him. Like, he likes her for her, or he sees her for her. He doesn't treat her like some enigmatic beauty like the whole world does, because she's the most beautiful woman in the world, One Piece world. He's not afraid or intimidated by her like a lot of other people are. So, win-win. He doesn't overly sexualizes her, and he's not afraid of her, intimidated by her. It works perfectly in her favor. Plus, she loves him. Bam, there we go. Also, I was going to say one more thing. She will literally die if she doesn't marry this dude. Dodoy. Come on, guys, use your brain. Nami. I can't see them getting together because I don't think Nami, she's not interested in Luffy. She just isn't. She needs someone who's a little more up. Maybe she can use Luffy or whatever, but I don't think the relationship will last. She will get bored of Luffy. Also, it seems very, very basic. Now let's go on to Nami. Nico Robin. 10 out of 10. Yes, this will totally work out. Robin loves him because, similar to Boa, he treats her like a normal person instead of as a evil demon child, criminal, devil child, or whatever. He loves that girl, even though he doesn't love her like that, but even though he loves Meat more. That's my ship right there. That's my ship. Boa is second, but Nico Robin, I want you to be the one. Also, who cares about Sabo? He can go sleep. Shirroshi, I can never see that happening. Uta, yes, I could see this happening because they have a history. They could like get reintroduced to each other and, build from there. Lots of things could happen. She's Shank's daughter. I'm just saying, Luffy potentially might like her. And then we have Nefertari Vivi. I don't know. I don't think so. Maybe she gives it for kingdom or something, but she never really showed that attraction to Luffy besides, thank you for saving my kingdom and stuff. Rebecca, similar thing as Nefertari Vivi. I mean, she likes Lucy more than she loves Luffy, so there you go. Plus, she's 16. Then we have Marguerite. Again, Boa might stop that, but maybe they can have a secret relationship behind Boa's back. And she might never have to come to that island again because Boa will kill her. Then we have Alvida. I think that's more of a sadist, masochist, I don't know, whatever it is. It's more of a pain relationship. Maybe she's into hurting Luffy, or since she got punched by Luffy and fell in love with him, maybe she's into him punching her. That gets her off. Yeah, I don't know what to tell you guys. It's just a weird situation. So, what is my verdict? Meat twins. But yeah, moving my personal biases away, I do think Boa would win because, well, she actually genuinely loves this guy. She did a lot for him. People can be like, oh, but it's not genuine. Bruh. No, it is. She snuck into prison. Well, she snuck him into prison. She went to a war against him, but fought with him. Like, come on. What else does she have to do for you guys? What else? But yeah, I give it to Boa because, well, she just seems like the more logical option. Plus, she's gonna die if she doesn't end up with him. That's another reason. Then we have Nico Robin, my second pick, because that's the one I really want. But I'm like, you know what, Boa girl, you've been through a lot to get through this. You came out for that dude. I give it to you. Nico, cool. I just think it'll be more like she'll be someone like he entertains her. She's like she's his clown, but she's the person that is like Luffy. She manipulates him a lot and stuff like that, but it doesn't work. And that, like, she likes that because she likes him being feisty or whatever. But there's a lot more chemistry and stuff that could happen from there. The third will be Uta, because that's a lot of interesting things too. Shanks' daughter. She seems a little bit like Nami, but not as hateful towards Luffy. Then after that, we have, I'll go with Marguerite. I'm sorry, guys. I wouldn't go with Nami, but Marguerite, because that's an unknown. That's an unknown variable. Now let's go into Nami. Yeah, it's good. There's potential, but it just seems bland. To me, it's just bland. I don't know. Nami doesn't tickle my tinklies. I shouldn't have said that like that. Nami doesn't make my brain. She doesn't make my mind go, oh, well, Nami, she's the one. So no. And I'm getting up there in time, so I'm going to make this faster. Alvida is a no. Shirroshi is a no. I think I did Vivi, no. Rebecca, no. So Luffy essentially gets with a 31-year-old or a 30-year-old, or he gets with a 21-year-old. Possibly a 20-year-old named Nami. That is my list. We got Boa, Nico, then we have Uta, then we have Nami. Those are my top 4 right there. Those, if he gets with any of those 4, I'll be like, yeah, this is a good series. You know, the One Piece ended perfectly. If he gets with Boa, claps, hand claps to you, Oda, hand claps. Nico Robin, oh, Oda, I will pay for your life. I don't care if you're a millionaire. I don't care if I don't have any money. I will pay for everything. I will pull money from the air and pay you everything. I don't care. You are a hero. If he gets with Uta, okay, that's kind of interesting. If he gets with Nami, that's also interesting too. That's very interesting. It's bland, but it's very interesting too. The other ones, no. Anyway, we're going up in 17 minutes, and I'm going to end this right here. This has been One Piece every week. One Piece every week. This is the theme of One Piece every week. And thank you guys for watching, liking, sub, all that stuff. Thank you for commenting. Let me know of all these guys, like which one would you be his most likely, or name yours. Name who you think he might get with besides the ones I listed. So it's been fun. Awesome video, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye.